Hello, I'm Tony from Bonner's Piano Centre and this is the brand new Kawai CA59 digital piano. Now the sound that you've just heard in the little introduction I played there is the sound of the SK Concert Grand Piano, and that's the first sound that you get when you first switch on the CA59. It's a really beautiful piano sound, as you've already heard, and just take a listen to the bass end of it. It's fantastic. Really authentic piano sound. But what makes a great piano is not just the sound of the piano, but it's also the keyboard itself as well. Now, the CA59 is from Kawai's Concert Artis series, and what that means is it's got wooden keys. Now, they're not just any old wooden keys, these are nice long wooden keys. Now, this uses Kawai's Grand Feel Compact keyboard action. So what's really important is that this keyboard action, as I've said, has got a nice long key stick, but it has a balance pin in the middle of the key, and that means you get this kind of seesaw effect when you press the key, and then that moves the hammer at the end of the key there. Now, the hammers in the bass end are slightly heavier than those in the treble end, and that mimics a grand piano as well. So Kawai have tried to get the very, very best piano experience, the best piano feel and the best piano sound that they possibly could in this price range. So just to show you, this keyboard action actually differs from the smaller keyboard action that you'll find in lower range digital pianos. So this is the keyboard action you'll find in the Kawai CN series. That's the CN29, CN39 models. As you can see, it's a short plastic key, and it pivots at the end here rather than having the balance pin in the middle, which you get with the Grand Feel Compact action. So I cannot stress how important the feel of the keyboard is, because that is the kind of the interface between you and the instrument, and then that's what interprets how you're feeling, how you're playing. So it's really very, very important that you get a digital piano that suits your touch and your feel. Now, you can come and see the CA59 in one of Bonner's piano stores. We have 3 stores, one in Eastbourne on the south coast, one in Reigate in Surrey, just off of junction 8 of the M25 motorway, and we also have a big store in Milton Keynes. And you can see the CA59 in our stores, and you can compare it with other digital pianos, both from the Kawai range and from other manufacturers, just so you can be sure that you're making the right decision when you're buying a new piano. So you've already heard the sound of the SK Concert Grand Piano sound, and what I'd like to do now is just show you a different piano voice that's inside the CA59. There's actually a really good selection of different acoustic piano sounds for different styles of music, but I've chosen one which is called Warm Grand, and this is really nice for delicate ballads or light classical music. Just take a listen to this really beautiful piano sound. So the CA59 has various controls, so you can alter the sound to suit your own taste. One of the functions that I really like is the reverb effect, and what this does is give a kind of ambience to the sound. So if we just take a listen to the piano sound with the reverb switched off first of all. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch on the reverb, and I've chosen the sound of a concert hall. So let's just select the concert hall there, and you can adjust the amount of the reverb as well. So just take a listen to this now. It's got the ambience of a huge concert hall. There are lots of different types of ambiences. There's a small hall, there's room, there's studio, there's cathedral. So various atmospheres for you to simulate when you're playing the piano, and it really does add a great experience, especially if you're playing through headphones as well. Whilst we're on the subject of headphones, if you're buying a digital piano, of course, one of the big advantages is that you can plug headphones in. Now, I've got a set here of the Kawai CA59 headphones. Now, these are made by Kawai to suit their digital pianos perfectly, and we sell them at Bonner's Music. We offer various packages of digital pianos, so take a look at our website, and we offer different packages with different piano stalls and different headphones. But the Kawai CA59 headphones, we really recommend. They've got these really nice velvet ear pieces here, but they're full over-ear headphones, and they're very, very comfortable. But more importantly, they sound great. So if you're buying a digital piano because you need to use it on headphones, perhaps you want to keep the noise down so you don't disturb other people in the household, and you're going to use headphones an awful lot, then I would really suggest that you invest in a good quality pair of headphones. And if you're buying a Kawai piano, there's nothing better than buying a Kawai set of headphones, because they do match the frequencies that the Kawai digital pianos transmit. So take a listen. If you do come into one of our stores, ask to try the Kawai CA59 headphones with the Kawai pianos, and you'll be really pleasantly surprised at how good the pianos sound through headphones. So as well as really beautiful acoustic piano voices, the CA59 has lots and lots of other individual instrument sounds for you to practice with and have fun with. Nothing in here is kind of what I would call gimmicky. They're all really usable sounds. So for instance, if I choose the next sound category, it's called E-piano. Now this is electronic piano, and these are sort of a digital pianos from 30 or 40 years ago. That's what they're intended to recreate. And there's some really classic sounds, so such as this one. This is called the classic E-piano. So you'll recognise some of these sounds from really famous songs. So if I change to a different electric piano, this one is called the 60s EP, so take a listen to this one. And there's another beautiful electric piano sound. If we go to the next one, it's called Modern EP, and this is a sound from the 1980s. But what the CA59 allows you to do is actually layer two piano sounds, or any two sounds you want, together. So in this next example, what I've done is I've taken the sound of an acoustic piano and I've mixed it with this sound. Which is that classic 1980s sound. You'll have heard lots of Whitney Houston ballads using that particular sound. But what I've done is layered an acoustic piano and the modern electric piano from the 1980s, and it creates a sound that in the business we call it the West Coast piano. And I've just put together three introductions from 1980s tunes, and you'll see how authentic this sound is. So of course the CA59 isn't just about piano sounds, there's lots of other instrument sounds as well. So we have the sound of the church organ. Or we have harpsichord. And there are even some choir sounds as well. So if you choose any of the sound categories, there are lots of different variations on the sounds as well you'll find hidden behind the buttons. So you can either keep pressing the buttons or you can use the arrows underneath the screen to navigate your way through all the different sounds. So for instance, if I press the choir button, as well as the choir sound, I have choir 2, or we have a synthesizer sound. And the same goes for any sound category you choose. There's lots of variations on the sound. Now, you've already heard the piano sound layered with the 1980s electronic piano sound. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to layer the sound of the acoustic piano with this sound, which is the sound of the string orchestra. So if I just play the strings on their own first of all. So if you just imagine a violin orchestra playing very, very slowly, that's that kind of sound. But when you layer that with a piano sound, it just adds a completely different dimension to your playing. So I'm going to play a piece of music here. It's quite a sad piece of music really, but it works really well with the piano layered with the string sound. So the CA59 is available in 3 different colour options. I have here the satin black, and you can see the wood grain through the black finish, which is quite nice. They also make a satin rosewood finish, which is very, very dark brown, but again, you can see the wood grain through it, and that's an extremely popular colour option. And there is also a satin white finish as well, which is becoming more and more popular recently. So the CA59 has a very powerful speaker system too. So it's 2 times 50 watts and it's powered by Onkyo amplification technology. And Onkyo make very high-end hi-fi systems and components. It's a Japanese manufacturer, and Kawai have teamed up with them to ensure that their digital pianos have the highest quality amplification system to do justice to the really great piano sounds that are built into their instruments. A useful feature when you're practicing is of course a metronome, and the CA59, like lots of modern digital pianos, has a metronome built in. So you just tap the button here and you get the click of the metronome. You can change the time signature, so that little bell you heard can ring on the first beat of the bar, but of course you can change how many beats there are in a bar. But if you hold down the metronome button and use the arrow buttons to go across a few paces, then you'll come to some drum rhythms as well. And these are great fun because instead of just having that tick-tock metronome, there's actually a drummer built into the CA59, so you can practice your piano pieces along with a drum rhythm. So just give you an example of that, I'm going to hold down the metronome button, I'm going to select the drums, there we go, and there are various drum rhythms that you can choose. And you get the idea. So having a drummer built in just makes practice even more fun. There's also a recording feature on the CA59 too. So this allows you to record one hand first, and then you can play that back, and then you can practice your other hand independently with what you've already recorded. So just to give you an example of that, if I press the record button and I start playing, I'm just going to play my left hand. Now I'll stop the recording and I'm going to play that back, and then I'm going to practice my other hand independently. And this is how my piano teacher always told me to learn a piece of music. So practice one hand first and then practice the other hand and then put the two together. So if I press play. So you could see I could play along with the piece of music I'd already recorded. Now, you can save your recording either into the internal memory of the CA59, or you can store it onto a USB stick if you wanted to as well, so you've got a permanent record of it then as well. Now, the CA59 will also allow you to save your music in a WAV file format, so that you can then share that with other people online, or email it to your friends, or whatever you want to do, or even give it to your piano teacher so you can prove you've been doing your practice. So it's quite powerful, the recording feature that's built into the CA59. There's another feature here. There's a button that says registration, and what that does is allow you to store your settings. So as you've seen already, I've sort of mixed a piano with some strings in one of my examples earlier. To save me having to go through and set that up every time I wanted to play that particular piece of music, you can just store your settings as what's known as a registration for instant recall. And so it will store any settings. So as you heard earlier, that nice ambience effect I had with the reverb, that gets stored in the registrations as well. So you can store a number of your own settings, so that whenever you want to play a particular piece of music or recall a particular voice for a particular playing style, you can just call it up with one button press, and it makes using the piano just very, very easy. And using the technology doesn't get in the way of the music, and that's the most important thing. There's nothing worse than having an instrument that's really too complicated to use, and then it actually prevents you from playing because you spend too much time trying to work out what you're doing. The CA59 control panel is really very, very intuitive. A nice bright OLED LED screen there, and a really great layout of the buttons. As you see, I've done all of this sort of live, if you like, so you can just see quite how easy it is to navigate your way around the operating system of the CA59. So just like a grand piano, the CA59 has 3 metal piano pedals. You have your sustain pedal, a sostenuto pedal in the middle, and you have a soft pedal on the left. The left pedal and the middle pedal can be reconfigured to operate different functions of the CA59, so you could perhaps use it to start and stop the playback of the song, or the rhythm start and stop. So you'll find that the pedals can be used for more than just your traditional piano playing, but they do respond just like a normal grand piano would when they're in their default mode. So no digital piano demonstration is complete without talking about Bluetooth connectivity, and I'm really pleased to say that the Kawai CA59 has both Bluetooth audio and Bluetooth MIDI connectivity. So what that means, first of all, Bluetooth audio means that you could use your mobile phone like I've got here to stream music through the speaker system and that really fabulous amplification system that's in the CA59. So it works as a really great Bluetooth audio player. And what's really nice about that, of course, is that you can play along with any tracks, any backing tracks that you download from the internet. You can play along with using the piano, and it mixes the sound of the piano with the sound of your external device all through this really nice amplification system. The other thing that you can do is you could have a tablet computer like I've got here, and you could get the printed music score up on the screen for your favourite tunes, and use the piano to play along with digital sheet music. That's one thing you can do, but of course there are lots and lots of music making apps available for recording and composition and education, and the piano will interact with these because it has Bluetooth MIDI. So MIDI is the sort of the digital communication wirelessly between the piano and your tablet device. So when you're looking at a digital piano, if you want full Bluetooth connectivity, you need to ensure it's got Bluetooth audio and Bluetooth MIDI, and the CA59 does have both of those features. So that brings me to the end of my Kawai CA59 demonstration. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have any questions about buying a digital piano, then please do get in touch with us. You'll find our contact details in the description below this movie. But as I said earlier in the video, please do come along to one of our stores where you can actually get your hands on the CA59 and you can experience it for yourself and compare it with other models just to make sure you're making the right decision when you're buying a new piano. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in another one of my piano demonstration movies.